Summer is here, so I thought I'd show you guys how to make some homemade salsa. So first I will go over the ingredients you will need to make the salsa. I will show you step by step how to make the salsa, and then I will go over a few reasons why homemade salsa is better than store-bought salsa. So to begin, we're going to need a 28-ounce can of whole tomatoes. I have fire-roasted tomatoes, but any whole tomatoes will work. 2 cans of Rotel diced tomatoes and green chilies. Salt, cumin seed, a jalapeno pepper, garlic, cilantro, and a little bit of sugar. And of course the blender. So to begin, we're going to take the whole tomatoes and empty them into the blender.
Wow.
Next, we're going to add a can of the Rotel diced tomatoes and green chilies. Then you're going to want to take your garlic and peel it. And then you're going to want to chop it up and mince it. And if you don't have a mincer, you can just chop it really fine, unless you like garlic chunks, in which you can just leave it chunky. Once your garlic is nicely minced, you can go ahead and add it to the blender. Now that the garlic has been added, you can go ahead and start cutting the jalapeno. So what you're going to want to do is cut it lengthwise. You can remove the seeds. I choose not to because I like the flavoring that it adds. You're going to cut it lengthwise again, and then into some smaller pieces. I'm going to go ahead and add them to the blender. Now we're going to go ahead and start cutting the cilantro. So once you're done cutting, you should have roughly about a half cup of cilantro. You can add more if you like the way it tastes. Go ahead and add the cilantro. Next, we're going to add about a half teaspoon of sugar, a half teaspoon of cumin, and half a teaspoon of salt. Then we're going to go ahead and blend it a bit. You can use the pulse setting or the shred setting. Do it for a couple seconds until most of the chunks are out. So now you're going to want to shred the tomatoes for a couple seconds. So now that it's all nice and blended, you're going to go ahead and add the second can of chilies and tomatoes. You're going to go ahead and blend it again for a couple seconds until it mixes. Now that it's completely blended, we're going to go ahead and dump it into a large serving bowl and refrigerate it for 2 to 3 hours. So I've gone over the ingredients you will need to make the salsa and the steps it will take to create the salsa. And now I'm going to give you a few reasons why homemade salsa is better than store-bought salsa. So for all of the ingredients it took to make this salsa, I paid roughly $3.50. All of this salsa could fit into a 64-ounce jar. Store-bought salsa, you're going to be paying roughly $6.99 for a 16-ounce jar. So a 64-ounce jar of pre-made store-bought salsa is going to run you roughly around $54. So it's cheaper to make, it tastes better, and you can add more of certain things if you like spicier salsa or more salty salsa, whatever you like. You can alter it, refrigerate it, and have it for later. So in conclusion, I've gone over how to make the salsa, the ingredients you will need for the salsa, and some reasons why homemade salsa is better than store-bought salsa. Thank you.